Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Katie's Favorite Things. I am so excited to be here today. We just want to make sure everything is working good. So I'm going to double check and make sure that we are live streaming. So if you're watching this, please like and comment below. Say hi. Let me know that you can see me and hear me okay. I am hoping we are live streaming. I'm hoping the Facebook gods are cooperating. All right, it looks like we are. I can see myself, which is awesome. So welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be here today with you guys. It is time for Katie's Favorite Things. We are going to have so much fun today. We are going to be talking about all of my favorite things for 2025. I can't wait. So I am just going to double check and make sure our tech is all good to go and make sure that we are in the right place. Double checking. But it looks like we're good to go. Awesome. All right. So if this is your first time here, welcome. We had done Katie's Favorite Things for so many years. I can't even remember. I think it's been like 7 or 8 years. And it's so much fun to just share with you some of my favorite things. So we're going to share some of my favorite tech tools, my favorite apps. We've got some home office tools and books and podcasts. And it's a lot of fun. So grab a cup of coffee or grab a cup of cocoa or whatever your favorite beverage is. I've got coffee and water. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. And yes, I've got I don't know if you can see my Christmas ears, my Christmassy ears. I couldn't find a Santa hat, so I figured this was good. All right, let's see who's here with us today. I can see a few of you guys who are here, which is with us live, which is awesome. Selena, thank you for commenting. Roxanne, yes, love the headdress, right? I love it. All right, let me just double check. Going live on Facebook is always a little wonky. By the way, we are recording this. So if you join late or you want to watch this again or you're having any trouble hearing me, it's all good. A lot of you emailed me and said, is this going to be recorded? So yes, we're recording it through Zoom and we will hopefully have it up on YouTube as well. So stay tuned for that. Oh, thank you, Jan. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hello, Heather. Good to see you. From Charleston. I love it. Yeah, please let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I can't believe the holidays are right around the corner. This is one of my favorite broadcasts. We do this, like I said, just about every year. Actually, every year, I think 7, 8 years. I was trying to look back to see how long we've done this, but this is usually one of my last broadcasts of the year. And then just fun. We always get friends and family and Academy members and colleagues and all kinds of great, awesome people tuning in. So, Talisha, good to see you. Thank you. When I do this broadcast, I'm normally by our Christmas tree, but we are juggling a little bit this week, as I'm sure a lot of you are. It is a busy time of year, so it's all good. You guys know I always say done is better than perfect, so here we are. Hey, Don, good to see you. Hey, Pam, welcome. Don said he gave his wife one of your favorite things. Okay, yeah. I think I remember what that is, Don, and you know what's funny? I have a few repeats, and I think, if I remember correctly, because I think you and I chatted about this offline, I think it's the same thing I'm going to mention again this year because it's still one of my favorite things. I could be wrong, but you could have gotten something else. But I think I remember talking about that. Yeah, juggling is right. I don't know about you, but part of me just would love to just like sit by the fireplace and like relax. It is fast and furious over here. We've been so busy, which is great. Work-wise, business-wise, we are booking out 2026, getting a lot of stuff wrapped up for the end of the year. So very, very grateful for that. And this is just a great way to celebrate. Sarah, good to see you. Merry Christmas from New Zealand. I need to reach out to you, Sarah. I've been chatting with some folks in Australia and who knows? Anyways, I'll message you. We'll chat. All right, awesome. So let's get into it here. I'm going to just double check. This is always a little wonky with Facebook Live. I have like a few screens that are happening at the same time. So I want to make sure you can see what I see and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen. And let's see if we can do this. Okay, hold on. I don't want to pause anything. We want to just share my screen. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. Oops, hold on. I think I just messed that up. Let's try that one more time. Let's share the right screen. Okay, there we go. You guys should be able to see my screen. So now we are official. And I'm going to be looking at my phone because it's the easiest way for me to look at the chat. So if I'm looking down, I'm not texting or anything. Keen to see the chat so I can answer any questions you guys have. Would you guys do me a quick favor? Just let me know that can you see me and my slides at the same time? You should be able to see a picture of me talking, possibly over to the side. And then you should see my slide that says Katie's Favorite Things 2025. hoping that is what is happening. It's one of the reasons why I don't do Facebook Live as much because it's always a little wonky, but it's all good. Um, let's see here. Just looking to see if you guys responded. Awesome. Hold on. We're just double checking. Okay. I can see there's about 23 of you live, which is awesome. Okay, cool. You do see me and you see the slides. Yes, we switched to Zoom. Yeah, so Joe, I'm doing this through Zoom because it's easier for me to share my slides through Zoom. So the way I do this is I start a Zoom, I record the Zoom, or I hit record on the Zoom, and then there's a button where you can go live on Facebook. I was going to try to go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but I told Paul I don't want to break the internet. Feel like that's just like tempting fate. So here we are. Good to see you guys. Okay, cool. So I've got you guys on my phone. I can see you chatting. I can see my slides. We're good to go. Fantastic. Okay, so I know we're doing this on Facebook, but shameless plug, I am also on Instagram quite a bit. So if you guys are at a place, if you and I are not yet connected on the gram, I have my little QR code right there. Feel free to scan that, follow me. I do a ton behind the scenes on my stories and reels over there. I usually cross-post both of them to Facebook, but if you are more of an Instagram person than Facebook, follow me over there. Would love to connect. And feel free as we go through today, if you hear something that you love, like take a picture of the screen or take a selfie, post it to your story, either on Facebook or Instagram, tag me. I love, love, love when you guys do that. It's awesome to see like what resonated with you. All right, so let's get into my favorite things. And I want to start with a little bit of a backstory. Some of you might know this backstory. So yes, I'm channeling my favorite things. I have an Oprah story. Let me know in the chat if you've heard my Oprah story. I've told this story every year for the last, again, 7 or 8 years. But if you are new here, you probably have not heard my Oprah story. So my Oprah story is that back in the day when Oprah had her show every day, I'm sure you guys remember this, I was a huge Oprah fan and I tried for years to get tickets to the show. And if you remember back in the day, it was next to impossible to get tickets to the Oprah show. And this was back in 2011, which just sounds like a million years ago, but it was back in 2011. I was working for Inman News at the time, and I distinctly remember my boss at the time, who very lovingly said, Katie, you talk about social media all the time. You should put your money where your mouth is and launch a social media campaign. So I did that, and we launched the social media campaign, or I launched the social media campaign. I started a YouTube channel, which you could probably still find this YouTube channel. It's out there somewhere. We started a Facebook page. It was a whole campaign called Save Me a Seat. It was on Twitter also. And I started putting out videos. My boys were like just babies at the time, and I started putting out these like daily videos, just sort of pleading to Oprah to get me a ticket to her show. And fast forward, within less than a month, I believe it was 27 days, I got a call from Oprah's people, so to speak, and was offered tickets to the show. It was amazing, and it was actually a best friends show. Where you could bring your best friend. So I reached out to my dear friend Lori, who is probably watching this later on the replay, because I know she's probably working right now. But her and I flew out to Chicago. We had an amazing time. We couldn't take a whole lot of pictures in the studio, but that's me outside Harpo Studios back in 2011. And Oprah had her best friend Gail on that day. This is a little picture on the right side from my friend who watched it and DVR'd it, took a picture. You can kind of see us if you see Gail in the blue dress, and then you behind her on like the second level, I'm standing there in like that green and white dress with a green sweater, and then my friend Lori is standing next to me. We were both in green because they told us to wear bright colors. So it was an awesome experience. We actually won a all expense paid trip. We went to we got an awesome vacation to a beautiful health spa out in Arizona called Miraval. We were there. That was an amazing experience also. And so I'm just sharing this because I had tried for 10 years to get tickets, and it really wasn't until I was, again, sort of put my money where my mouth is, launched this social media campaign, and within 27 days, I got, actually not one call, I actually got 2 different offers from the Oprah show to come to two different shows. They could only allow me to come to one. There's sort of rules about how often you can come to a show, I guess, but yeah, it was pretty amazing. So anyways, that is kind of my Oprah story. I didn't get a car or anything like that, but it was super fun, awesome experience, especially with my best friend. And yeah, so now we're here. And that's sort of the inspiration for Katie's favorite things. Joe says, yes, still a great story. Yes, it's super fun. It's a fun story. So, all right. So that's the inspiration behind Katie's favorite thing. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. I have 6 categories this year that we're going to talk about. I have tech tools, apps, home office essentials, travel, podcasts, and books, and then fun because life should be fun, right? I'm all about work hard, play hard, work smarter, not harder. That's what we're all about. So as we go through our time together today, we're going to go for about an hour. And feel free if you have questions, if there's things you like, if there's things you want more information on, let me know. A lot of these, I put the link to where you can find most of them as we go through them. A lot of them are in Amazon. I have a little Amazon store, which full disclosure, if you go to my Amazon store, I make like a tiny, tiny percentage of anything. But it's kind of the only way to set it up so I can have a place where you can go to check out some of that stuff. So I'll share some of those links here in just a minute. And again, as you guys are coming on in, comment and say hi. You can see my Disney ears. My mom is in the chat. Hey, Mom. Beth says, I always wanted to go to the Favorite Things show. I know. I wish it was actually the Favorite Things show. That would have been unbelievable. But I was just happy to go to any show. It was really incredible. And if you listen to our podcast, I haven't published a podcast in a few months. I've taken a little bit of a break. We're doing a little bit of re-updating some things with our podcast. But if you go back to one of our very, very first episodes, I did a whole story about my Oprah story. So if you Google it, I'm sure you could probably find it. Okay, so let's get in. I'm going to start first with tech tools, since so many of you are here because you follow me for social and you follow me for tech. So we're going to start with tech and apps, and then we'll get into some other fun stuff. Okay, so tech tools. Okay, one thing is showing. And then I see a big blank screen. Hold on, let's refresh this. This is the beauty of sharing through Canva. All right, let's try that one more time. Because there's more than just one thing on my screen. Let's see here. All right, let's try this one more time. Here we go. Okay, so tech tools. Okay, I've got 5 on the list, and I'm just going to warn you, there are some repeats from last year, because when I find a good thing, I'm fired up. Why change things up if it's working, right? Okay, so the first thing are these little tiny mics. I got these on Amazon. This is like the best deal in town. Now, again, I always say done is better than perfect, right? You don't necessarily need microphones if you're doing video. Oftentimes I will do, I'm using like these corded ones or I'm using my AirPods, but these little ones are awesome. They come in a little case and you have basically 2 in this little case like this, and you can hold the little mic, or you can clip it on like this. And then there's a little receiver, which just fell on the ground, so I'm not going to pick it up, but there's a little receiver that you just plug into the bottom of your phone. So it's totally wireless and it works great. We used these actually at our mastermind this year in Vegas, and they worked so good. They were so easy. They hold a charge forever, and they just come in this little case. They're great for travel. So for a lot of you who are doing more video and you kind of want to step it up a notch, I do think audio is important. I feel like, again, I always say done is better than perfect. People forgive lighting, they forgive a shaky camera, but if they can't hear you, that's usually one of the biggest reasons they swipe away. And by the way, all 5 of these are on Amazon. You can see my Amazon link at the bottom. It's just amazon.com/shop/Katie Lance. And my hubby is here. Hey, Paul, he's in the other room holding down the fort. I love it. The second thing is my ring light. You guys always ask me which ring light I use. I actually have a couple different ones. This one I love because it's really affordable. It's easy to set up. Again, having something simple. I'm just a big believer with tech. I keep it really simple, even after all these years. I don't think you have to spend a whole lot of money. So having some sort of tripod, some sort of light, I think is key. And this one's nice because it's simple, it's affordable, it's portable, which is great also. The third thing in the middle there, I don't think I have this in front of me, is just this little docking. It's called Dock Tech. It's like a little thing that you plug into your computer. I actually use this a lot when I travel because it gives me more ports. I can use my computer to charge a bunch of things. I use this a lot, for speaking. If I've got different plugs and I got to plug my computer in, and there's different things that I need to plug in if I'm giving a presentation. But it's just a nice little extra. It's almost like a little power strip. It has some USB plugs. It has it has a little port if you have a SIM card. It's just awesome. I don't know where mine went. You guys should see my desk. I'm going to do a little reel after this, sort of behind the scenes, showing you all the stuff on my desk. So it's a little chaotic right now. But yes, I do love that. We actually got one. I think we all have it in our house too. Okay, the next thing is this microphone, which I'm actually not using right now because I'm using my little Bose headphones, which I loved. I've used these forever. But this mic is awesome. If you are looking for a simple mic if you're doing more video. Like let's say for 2026, you're planning on doing more video, especially at your computer. Maybe you're planning on doing like interviews with people like through Zoom or maybe YouTube videos where you're at your desk. This just plugs right into your computer. So this is where that little dock tech is really helpful because I don't have a USB on my computer. So I plug in that little dock tech, which is in the middle, and then I plug this in, and there's no software or anything. It's just literally, there's like a volume, and then you can record. So it's a little pricey, but I've had this for years. I use it for all my podcasts. I use it for a lot of my longer form YouTube videos, and we'll use that a lot we'll use that more and more in 2026. And it's portable, right? I don't have to leave it on my desk all day long, which is awesome. And then the last thing on this slide is this robe. See, I'm literally breaking things. Things are falling over here. Okay, this is on my list last year, and I think, Dawn, if you're watching, this might be the thing that I had last year that you possibly purchased. This is the Canon Ivy. I love this. I'm a scrapbooker, I'm a crafter, and I'll admit I haven't been as active doing that this year. It's one of my goals for 2026. But it is this little photo printer, and this is so fun. Maybe you have someone in your life who loves to print photos. I don't know about you. I love to print photos because I have literally 100,000 photos on my phone. And so to be able to get them off into a scrapbook or just give them as a gift, it's a tiny little printer. You can see how little this is. Like here's a pencil just for like reference. It's pretty small. It's like the size of an Instagram post. And you basically just open up this little portal right here and you can add the paper. It comes with paper. There's no ink. And when you order it, it comes with I think it comes with one or two of these little packs of paper, photo paper, and then you can buy extra ones. But I also love this little case it comes in. So this is super fun. I took this a couple times when I was traveling and I wanted to do kind of some journaling and print out some pictures from the trip. So I love it. It's a little pricey, but it's like one of my favorite tech tools. And I know it has nothing to do really with social media, but I'm a crafty girl, so that's what you're going to get. Yeah, Dawn, my wife adds a photo store journal. Yeah, it's awesome. And I have actually a couple other ones, but this one's my favorite. This is the one I go to all the time. I love the little carrying case. And if you already purchased this last year, the extra little papers or the little extra photo papers, those are always great stocking stuffers too. So, shameless plug there. Corporation is watching. Oh my goodness, Susan, I don't know what you're talking about, but hello to the corporation, whoever was watching. How much is it? The Logitech, I don't think the price is on the screen. This is about $100. So the microphone is about $100. Sometimes it comes down to like 89 or 90, but it's usually right around 100. When I did a screenshot, I realized it cut off the price there. Okay, cool. So those are five of my favorite tech tools. All right, here we go. Keep it moving. All right, next we have some apps. Okay, I figured since we were talking about tech, we're going to talk about apps. I've got 7 on the screen here. And again, I'm sort of a tried and true. I know that there's like 8 million apps you could probably use. You go to the App Store. I was just chatting about this recently with some of the folks inside of our mastermind. It's like, pick 1 or 2 tools that really work for you and dig into them. So CapCut, I have really dug into a lot this year. I started using CapCut last year because there's so many fun templates. And for any of you watching this who aren't using social media for business, maybe you're just here for fun because you know me and you want to support me. CapCut is an awesome free app. There's a ton of templates for the holidays, for birthdays, for whatever. You could pick a template, add your photos, and it makes Reels so easy. But then to take it to the next level, it is a great editing tool. If you want to, just edit your videos and make them better, you can use it on your phone or your computer, which is awesome. I do have the paid version, but I love it. I really recommend it. And then ChatGPT, of course, we all know and love. I do have a paid version of ChatGPT. It's only gotten better and better. I use ChatGPT a lot for search engine optimization, like optimizing my posts, optimizing YouTube videos, rewriting things. It's a big time saver. I think one thing I will say about ChatGPT, I am really focused in 2026 about talking about bringing more of the humanity to our writing and how we show up. Because I don't know about you, I feel like a lot of people are just using ChatGPT and everyone's sort of sounding the same. So important to make sure you go in, you customize your settings. But it's a great tool. We even used it. I was helping my oldest son, as a senior in high school. So we've been doing it for a lot of college research and, the the opportunities are unlimited, which is really cool. Oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah, the CapCut class was awesome. And I will say too, one of the things we're working on in 2026 is more hands-on training. This is one of the things so many of you guys asked for. So many of you love, and I'm like, this is where you click. This is exactly what button you push. So we're going to do a lot more of that, especially with video, because for as many of you who are doing video, I know there's a lot of you that really struggle still with video. So I'm excited about that. So stay tuned. Mini Chat, I have used this for about 2 years. This is an AI automation service. So if you've ever been on Facebook or Instagram and you've seen somebody that's like, comment below with this word and I'll send you this, they're probably using a tool called Mini Chat. So you can set up an AI automation where you basically say, okay, when someone says this on my post, I want to send them this. This is something we've also done training over. I think it's really valuable because social media is rented ground. You guys have heard me say this before. We don't own it. So how can you get people from Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or anywhere to your email list, to your website? And so using an AI automation service, I recommend. I've been using this. I don't use it for all my posts, but I do recommend that. By the way, also shameless plug, we have training on so much of this over in our academy. If you're part of our academy family, will you like and comment below? Let us know that you're part of our academy family so I can say hi. It's a little shameless plug. We've got some really cool things that we are working on for our academy for next year. And if you're not yet part of our academy, you can go to katielance.com/academy. We're having our end of year sale. Check that out. Okay, so number 4 is Canva. You guys know I'm like ride or die for Canva. Love Canva. I think the key to Canva is making sure you're taking time to customize, make it your own, add your own branding, colors, logos. Awesome. Okay, number 5, Dashlane. This is probably a new one to the list, by the way. So Dashlane is a password manager. There's lots of password managers that are out there. Paul, I have to give Paul a lot of credit. He set this up for us, for our family a few years ago. I think it's super helpful. It's a way to manage your passwords personally and business. And I'm sure this is a pain point for a lot of you. There's always, every site wants to have you to change your password. Oh, different password, update your password. And if you have a spouse, then it's like, you have to figure out their passwords, your passwords. So it's basically a great password manager that helps manage your passwords. So I've been super happy with it. We use it personally. We also use it for our business. And then if you work with anyone like vendors or people on your team, you can give them access to certain passwords, not all of your passwords. It's just a lot easier than like keeping them in a spreadsheet or keeping them on Post-it notes or however, and I was guilty of that in the past as well. Maureen says 88 now for the mic. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Yay, Maureen, part of the academy. Roxanne's part of the family. Thanks, Jan. Sherry, A12. Awesome. Number 6, Google Sheets. I know, not super fancy, but sometimes the easiest tools are the best tools, right? The easiest tools are the best tools. I use Google Sheets for our calendar. Every year we work on our marketing calendar, and I use Google Sheets to organize our Coffee with Katie schedule, our masterclasses schedule, my YouTube schedule, my podcast schedule, all of the content. It gets mapped out. I was talking to someone last night who's booking me for an event, and we were talking about the power of having an editorial calendar, right? You look at any media organization, and most likely they have an editorial calendar, right? So we use Google Sheets to do this. It's simple. It's easy. I can access it on my phone. I can access it on my computer. It's easy, right? And then lastly, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn. For me, these are kind of the big 5. I don't think you have to be everywhere. I don't think you have to be on every single platform. I think you need to pick 1 or 2 that you like and that your clients are on. However, when it comes to posting, and this might be controversial to say, but when you're posting, it's better to post directly. Facebook likes when you open up Facebook and you post to Facebook. Instagram likes when you open up Instagram and you post to Instagram. So when you see all my content, that's me. I don't have anyone else posting. I'm doing that. That's me. And a lot of what I do is I do it manually. I upload to Instagram, copy, paste, download, upload to Facebook, copy, paste, upload to LinkedIn, upload to TikTok. And the more you do it, the faster you get. Like it's always a little bit of a contest to me how quickly I can do it. But you can use scheduling tools. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know that your reach probably will be affected, is what I have found. Okay. So those are a few of my favorite apps. I know I could probably talk about more, but these are the ones that I go to practically on a daily basis. Brenda says, do you give a class on how to use Google Sheets for calendars? I don't, Brenda, but that's a really good idea. I would be curious to see if any of you would be interested in Google training, because there's a lot of different things you could do with Google, like Google Drive, Google Sheets, obviously. And we haven't tackled that a whole lot, but that's really interesting. If that's of interest, let me know in the chat. It's one of those things where I just sort of take it for granted that people know how to use it, but that could be a great idea. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we've talked about tech tools, we've talked about apps. By the way, if you just joined us, welcome, welcome. We're doing Katie's favorite things. We are recording this, and if everything goes well, we will have the recording out later today, hopefully on YouTube, and you should be able to watch it here on Facebook later as well. Joe, yes, Joe's one of our longtime members. Okay, cool. A lot of you are interested in the Google stuff. Okay, cool. Joanne Powell, one of our masterminders. Cool. Shelly Cunningham. Okay, cool. Jan Nowak. Awesome. Michelle. Yeah, lots of yeses. Okay, awesome. All right, cool, cool. And if there's anything else that you're thinking of that you're like, oh, I would love for you to talk about this in 2026, let me know. Is it more AI? Is it more video training? Is it more, I don't know, Instagram? Is it more something specific? Just like you, we are knee deep in planning our 2026. And so, things change all the time. As much as things stay the same, right? Things change all the time. So we always want to be, as helpful as possible when it comes to that stuff. So as you're thinking about it, feel free to comment if there's something you're like, oh, this would be awesome. Or you can always message me or email me. All right, so let's get into the next thing here. All right, so we talked about tech, we talked about apps. Let's talk about home office essentials. I love working from home, you guys. I have worked at home for a long time, and I know not everybody is a work at home person, but I do love it. So here's my top 5 things I love for working from home. Okay, one of these, those of you who are in our mastermind, if you know, you know, we gave these to our masterminders this year. This little doohickey, it is a dual folding phone stand, is awesome. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. It comes in different colors. I love the red, of course. It's metal. It's not plastic. And then it folds down so you can just like put it in your purse or your bag. I love this. I use this all the time. Like if I'm working and I just want to like have my phone out to like listen to music or something, or if I'm watching something. I use this a lot for video. If I just need a stand really quick to, record something. This is like one of the best things. And I got to give a shout out to Paul because he bought one first. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So now I have one. We bought one for our kids. We bought one for our masterminders this year and last year. I love it. Hey, coffee, you guys know, if you know, you know. If you don't know, every day on my Instagram, every morning I post my morning cup of coffee. I have a coffee cup collection. It's kind of gotten out of control. We've gone through a lot of coffee pots. And so I love the Ninja. That's the one I have. And I actually don't have this. I do have this specific one, but I did not buy it on Amazon. I actually got it at Costco. I think it was a little bit less at Costco. But I love that coffee maker because you can make a cup of coffee. You can use the little K-pods, or you can use grinds, which is great. You can also make a whole pot of coffee. But Paula doesn't drink coffee. It's usually just me. So I'm a big fan of the Ninja. Love it. I've gone through lots of Keurings over the years. And if you're working from home, some of you may not be a caffeine person. Some of you might be tea. In fact, I would be curious. Let me know in the chat. Are you coffee, tea, water, Diet Coke? Like, what's your beverage of choice? I'm the only one over here drinking coffee. But you can also use it for like hot chocolate, things like that. Joanne says, I love my phone stand. Yay! I know, Joanne. I think you have 2 now, right? Because you came last year and this year. Joe says, I love new lights. They have several around the house and the office. Yeah. Yes, they are awesome. Same thing. I'm always like, where's my phone stand? So I have a couple of these. I have one in the office. I have one in the kitchen because I actually record quite a bit in my kitchen. He was such a trendsetter. Yes, my husband is a trendsetter. Yes, definitely coffee. Team tea all the way. The thing is, I do love tea. I just always forget about it because I think I'm so much in the coffee habit. Water. Okay, Don. I actually do have water too. In fact, let me show you guys. This is my Christmas Disney mug. Isn't this cute? This is a little water Yeti. We have a ton of Yetis. You have 2, one for your home office and one for your away. Oh, I love that. Okay. Third thing on the list is a notebook. I love notebooks. I don't know if you could tell, but back here I have like 8 or 9 spiral notebooks. I have a little bit of a habit, a little bit of an addiction. I particularly love Erin Condren. So this is the one. You can buy it directly from her website, or you can buy it on Amazon. Again, my store link is there, amazon.com/shop/KatieLands. I love this for a lot of reasons. It has like this heavy duty plastic, I guess it's plastic, but very heavy duty cover. First of all, I love Hello Kitty. Has spiral. They have other styles besides Hello Kitty. Great spiral, which I love. And then inside, look at this. This is like a little thing I could use as a whiteboard, right? If I wanted to like whiteboard it. And then, and this is well loved, I use this a lot. the paper is all lined and then it's perforated. So you could easily like rip it out, but it's super sturdy. I love a good notebook. As much as I love tech, I don't know about you. You guys know, if you know me, you know, I talk about this all the time. As much as I love tech, I love pen and paper, which brings me to pencils. Okay. Again, this is super low tech. These are Bic pencils. I love a good pencil. Who's with me? Okay. Let me know in the chat if you are a pencil or a journal notebook girly or guy. I love mechanical pencils and really any kind of pencils. I use them a lot, probably more than pens, honestly, because especially with planning, you know, I'm often like erasing, deleting. I don't know. I started using pencils years ago and I love it. So, guys, it's one of my favorite things. It might sound silly, but it's my broadcast, so I could say what I want to say. Okay. And then lastly on this slide, I got this little sign. Actually, I think also probably another shout out to Paul. I think he bought this for me. I can't remember if he bought it or I bought it. This is a little sign I actually have on the outside of my office door. So we have a small house and Paul and I share an office. So I have a little, and this, I think this was during COVID, right? During the pandemic when the kids were home. So it's a little black sign and it literally, one side says, welcome, please knock. And the other one says, do not disturb. So right now I have a do not disturb out there, but it's just a nice visual. I remember I used to put like note on the door, like, don't come in, I'm doing a Zoom. So if you work from home, especially over the next 2 weeks, if you're working from home and if you've got kiddos and they're home and, you know, you're multitasking, it's a little nice little thing. So it's literally stuck to my door, my office door. So it is one of my office essentials. My mom says, I love the Ninja, not just for coffee. I use it for tea and just running hot water through. That's a really good idea. I love that. I'm obsessed with notebooks. Yeah, I am too. I love, especially a spiral notebook, Joanne. My favorite is Erin Condra. Yeah, me too. So yeah, you can buy directly from her site. She also has great planners if you're a planner person, but her notebooks are awesome. Yes, pencils. Old-fashioned composition books. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. That's a great one. I prefer pens. Yeah, I do. I also do like pens. I have a little bit of an obsession. I love school supplies. I love office supplies. If you guys have heard me speak recently, I have a whole shtick I do in my keynote. I talk about school supplies because I do love it. Okay, so these are some of my home office. Oh, that's part one. Part two of my home essentials. I had to include some Ray Dunn, and ironically, I don't have a Ray Dunn cup in front of me. This is a Disney mug. I do love Disney. I should have included Disney as one of my favorite things because I'm a huge Disney girl. But I do love Ray Dunn mugs, and some of you, if you know, you know, these mugs are huge. They are huge. When I put this mug under my Ninja, you can pick the ounces of how many ounces you want brewed. This thing fills up with 18 ounces, which I'm pretty sure is 2 or 3 cups of regular coffee. So I have a bunch. I love them for holidays. I have a bunch for holidays. And then I also love, Ray Dunn makes a great planner, and I actually just picked this up at TJ Maxx. You could probably go to their website. There's a ton of Ray Dunn stuff on Etsy also. But I bought this planner. It's super simple. It just says 2026. And yeah, it's what I really like about it actually is it has like, it's just sort of very simple as far as the week. So I'm going to use it as sort of a to-do list. And then also it has, hold on a minute. I like the week at a glance, and then it has like the month at a glance too, right? So I do like that. So if you're not using your Katie Lance planner, which shameless plug, it's not on the screen, but this is also on Amazon. Katie Lance's social media planner. But if you need just a regular calendar, just for regular calendaring, I love this. So again, Ray Dunn is the name of the brand. Some of you might be familiar with it. It's all over like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Etsy and all that good stuff. Oh, let me know if you guys are familiar with Ray Dunn. I'm sure you've seen it, but it's one of my favorite things. And again, coffee. It's an office essential. Okay, so we talked about tech tools, apps, office essential. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, let's talk about travel. I'm just double checking, making sure our tech is still working. Awesome, lots of you are here. Welcome. Okay, so travel. I travel a lot, as a lot of you know. We love to travel with our family and also traveling for keynote speaking. So these are some of my favorite things. First off, a Mophie. I think this has been on my list every year because I love a Mophie. And this is the one we have. We have like, I don't know how many. We have them in all different shapes and sizes. And I love these because, first of all, I use these all the time at home. We all use these all the time at home. because who wants to be tethered to like a plug, right? So you can plug in either a USB or I think it's US, I can't remember what the other one's called, but you can, the two different plugs for whatever phone you have. Definitely essential when traveling. I never rely on plugs at the airport. I never rely on plugs on the airplane. And you just never know these days. Like traveling is not for the faint of heart. So these are great because they hold they will recharge your device multiple times. I find these are best for your phone. This will hold a charge for my MacBook. I have a MacBook Pro. It won't charge it, but it'll hold a charge. And same thing with an iPhone. You can buy bigger ones that are for laptops or iPads specifically or tablets, but I do love this. I have some smaller, tiny ones that will usually charge your phone once, maybe 1.5 times, but this will do it multiple times. So, when we're going to Disneyland or wherever I'm going, like I always throw one of these in my bag along with a couple cords, which is huge. Okay, the dock tech, I mentioned this earlier. This is also something I bring when traveling because I could plug it into my laptop. And you know how sometimes you're in hotel rooms and it's like, some hotel rooms are great with plugs and other places it's like, where's all the plugs? And I've got my AirPods, I've got my watch, I've got my phone. And then if we've got Paul and the kids, it's like they've got their devices. So I like the dock tech because it can charge multiple devices just right through your computer, which is great. The third thing in the middle, this is this little, it's called Deposa. It's a little 16-pack travel bottles. I love this little bag. It's TSA approved. I love that you can refill all these little containers because sometimes you have your favorite shampoo or moisturizer or whatever, and sometimes those little travel bottles are kind of expensive. So you can get a set like this and then just refill them based on your favorite stuff. And then it also comes with labels, so you can label and go, oh, this is conditioner, this is lotion, this is whatever. And it's really sturdy. If it gets dirty, you can just wash it off really easily, but I love it. It's just easy for travel for sure. Packing cubes. Okay, I would love to know if any of you use packing cubes. Are you a packing cube person? Yes or no in the chat. Let me know. I have used packing cubes for years. I swear by them. I have so many of them. I know it says blue here. I have blue, I have red, I have light blue. I have Hello Kitty ones. I have so many. And whether I'm traveling by myself or whether I'm traveling with a family, I just find that packing cubes help because I can think ahead, right? I think about how many days am I going to be there? What's the weather like? What am I going to wear? And then I organize my packing cubes based on what I'm wearing. Other people organize them by, maybe undergarments or pajamas or whatever it might be. I find that for me at least, I pack less, I pack more efficiently. And then the kicker is when you get to your hotel or your destination, it's just so much easier, right? If you're traveling, like for us as a family, there's 4 of us. So we have like a set for each of us, right? I might take the red, one of my sons gets the blue, somebody gets this one, somebody gets this one. You get to your destination and it's like your clothes are easily labeled, right? Okay, it's like, here's your 3 packing cubes. Here you go. And you could fully unpack or you can just take the packing cubes out and stick them in a drawer and you're good to go. I'm a big fan. Again, I'm not affiliated with any of these things. I just think they're awesome. Let's see here. I saw a couple people saying no sound. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And you might just have to like close out of your screen and come back. Sometimes Facebook Live is a little weird that way. Jen says, I have the Deposa. I love it. Yeah, I have used it. I probably should buy a second one because I love it. I've used it for a long time. Yeah, pack cubes keep you organized. Okay, Jan, you do have sound? Okay, good. Can you guys let me know in the chat? Do you hear me? Sorry to do this again, but let me know if you hear me, if I'm coming through loud and clear. Hopefully I am. Okay, cool. Joe says yes. Jan says yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, the other thing on here is my mini Keurig. So I just told you how much I love coffee. You guys know this, right? I have a whole coffee cup collection. I love my Ninja, but I also have a travel Keurig. And I have to tell you, I get some grief sometimes because when I talk about travel, and I often will show my travel Keurig, there's usually half of you that are like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. What a great idea. I do that too. And then there's the other half of you that are like, are you kidding me? What are you doing? So here's the thing. I'm the kind of person where I love to get up and have a cup of coffee right in my hotel room. And a lot of places, especially Vegas, for whatever reason, and New York, often do not have a coffee maker in the room because they want you to go down and spend, $12 at Starbucks. So this is my mini Keurig. I love it. It comes in different colors. This is the exact one I have. It's like the teal color, which I love. And I've got it down to a science. So I bring this and then I have a little travel coffee mug that I bring. It's like a camping mug, which is kind of funny. So if I'm camping in a hotel, I've got my little camping mug, and then I like creamer, so I will usually bring that like Coffee Mate. It's like that non-dairy powder creamer. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. It does the job, right? So I've got that all, and it's pretty compact. I mean, it takes up a big chunk of my suitcase, but it is what it is. I use the packing cube, so I pack efficiently. And you got to do what you got to do. So that's one of my favorite travel ones. Pam says, I have a collapsible travel tea kettle. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, especially for those of you who said tea. I love that. Okay, the other part of my travel that I wanted to cover are my luggage. And you can see on the left-hand side, this is a picture from my last trip. There's Jinx. This picture that you see was probably taken at like 3:30 in the morning. I'm sort of notorious for these crazy early morning flights because I like to get to where I'm going, do what I got to do, and then get back. But I had used Tumi for years, and I know Tumi is kind of pricey. If you can get to a Tumi outlet, we've got my suitcase. That suitcase I've had a long time. I want to say, gosh, probably 7 or 8 years. That thing is like battle tested, really well worn. And then my travel bag, which is like my laptop, is actually a backpack. And I was super hesitant to switch to a backpack. I was like, I don't want to look like a high schooler with a backpack. But I used to be that gal with like the big shoulder bag. And after a while, I was like, okay, I'm like breaking my arm here carrying this thing. So I love this backpack because this backpack is also like when I get to my destination, I want to be able to have something that has my laptop. I can carry my notebooks, whatever I need, right? All my essentials for traveling. And the backpack goes over the shoulder, but it also has handles on it. I think actually, hold on, I have it behind me. I have a knockover. I have so much stuff in my office right now. Kind of crazy. But let me see if I can hold this up. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's nylon, which I love. It's easy to clean. So it has these handles, so you can hold it like a bag, but then it also has the backpack straps. And it has like a little thing on the side for water on both sides. It has 2 zipper pockets, and then inside it has a bunch of different pockets too. It also has this cool outside pocket, which is kind of cool. So if you have stuff you want to put on the inside, on the outside, and then it just has a little pocket in the back so you can put it right on your suitcase. So I just think if you are going to travel, it's worth investing in high quality luggage because things get schlepping it through the airport. I try not to check luggage unless we're traveling as a family, but having something high quality, especially for carry-on, I think is really, really important. Beth says it's a great idea. I found a great collapsible tea kettle. Oh, I love that. 2 of my other favorite travel things. Okay, I love Elf. This is not a beauty broadcast, but I love, what do the beauty influencers do? They do this thing, right? Here we go. Elf is a great, like, low-cost product. I have become a big fan of Elf in the last year or so. They have great face cream. And, you get a little older, you got to use the face cream, got to stay moisturized, especially on an airplane, right? And so I love this. The other thing I love for travel, this is new to the list this year, okay, are my heatless curlers, okay? These things. So you guys have seen, I have shared some pictures of travel, and you've seen my hair super curly, and a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, like the curls are curling. How do you do that? It is the easiest thing ever, okay? I learned how to do this on TikTok. Basically, you get this thing. It's called Kitsch, satin heatless curling, and it looks ridiculous when you do it. You basically like put it over your head. I don't think I can demonstrate it right now, but you put it over your head, and then you just like wrap your hair around it. So, okay, I can't do it right now, but because I got my ears on. But you put it over your head, and then you just wrap your hair around it, and then you use little scrunchies to tie it off at the bottom. I always joke that I look like Martha Washington. And so what I do is I will like wrap my hair and sleep in it. The next morning I get up, getting ready, take them out, and I'm good to go. And they last almost all day. They probably last a very long time. So for those of you who have long hair and you want to curl your hair, you can probably also do it with short hair. Anyways, I love it for travel because I am not the kind of person, I am not a morning person. Anyone who really knows me is probably laughing. Like, I'm not the girl. I'm not getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning to work out. No. Like, I am not the morning person. So if I can shave the time off in the morning to getting ready, especially if I'm traveling, any kind of hack. So that's what I love. I love the e.l.f. product. Okay, good. The sound is back. Okay, the other thing I really love are these little travel cologne sprays. And I just love Tommy Bahama. There's other ones. I also have some from Kate Spade, but there's these little sort of tri-pack ones. You could probably get it on Amazon. I just bought these in the store, but I love these for travel because they're just easy. I mentioned if I go back a slide here, let me see if I can go back a slide. This little Deposa travel pack, there's room in there. I can just slide this in that little travel pack for travel. It comes as a 3-pack. But I also like these for home too. A lot of brands make these because sometimes you don't want to commit to a whole big thing of cologne. Maybe you'll get tired of it. So I actually have a bunch of these. I use these at home. Like I said, I also have 2 from Kate Spade that I really like. And but they're great for travel. So this is like one of my favorite things also. And I like Tommy Bahama because it's light, it's fragrancy, kind of reminds me of a tropical vacation too, which is fun. Okay. All right. What do we think so far? Are we having fun? We're having a good time? I have probably about another 15 minutes left. So let me know what we think so far. We're having a good time. Channeling my inner Oprah. Got my coffee here. Are they roller balls or sprays? Oh, they're sprays. They are sprays. Yeah. So I don't want to spray it right now, but yeah, you just hit the little button and then it sprays. And they're not overpowering. They're not like, especially if you are traveling. You don't want to be that person on the airplane with that douse themselves in perfume. Like, don't be that person. They're very just light and airy. So I like that. Heather says, I love all this. Yay. Okay, cool. Yay. Fantastic. And by the way, feel free to share some of your favorite things in the chat too. Like if there's something that you want to share. That's one of the cool things about this Facebook Live in the past. It's always fun to see. I love to go back and be like, oh, people said that this was one of their favorite things. So if you have a favorite thing too that you want to share, we've talked about tech tools. I've talked about apps. I've talked about home office. We talk about travel. So if there's something that you use too, feel free to mention that also. I'm so entertaining. I'm here all day, folks. All right, here we go. Let's get into podcasts and books. Okay, full disclosure. I was telling Paul about this last night. I was like, I have barely read this year. This is a safe space. Okay, normally I do love to read. I just haven't read a whole lot this year. I don't know why. I have really no good excuse, but there's 2 books that I am in the process of reading right now. They're on the right side of your screen that I am loving and I want to absolutely recommend. So the first one is called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Okay, this is a fiction book. I don't read a ton of fiction, but I picked this up because, it has a cat. It's a cat and it has coffee. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And it's basically about this cafe where if you go into the cafe, you can time travel, but you can only time travel to a specific point in time and for a specific amount of time. And there's a bunch of twists in it. And I love books about time travel. So I'm about halfway through it. I love it. And I went on Amazon and it turns out like this is a whole series. So I love this one. This is a fun read. And then last year at Christmas, this was on my Christmas list and I am finally now getting into it. I love a good rom-com. And so this is a beautiful, big, kind of a coffee table book. It's called Nora Ephron at the Movies. I love Nora Ephron. When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. I mean, I'm a sucker for all of them. So this is a beautiful coffee table book that talks about kind of her life and her, like, here's Father the Bride. There's some beautiful pictures. If you are a movie person, it's just called Julie and Julia. And it's just really a beautiful tribute to her and her life and movies and just that time, the 80s, 90s, 2000s. So I love it. I think it's a great gift. I'm enjoying it. So it's on my list. And I would like to read more in 2026. However, I've made up for my lack of reading with my increase of listening. I love podcasts. And by the way, if you have a favorite book that you're reading, I know there's a lot of readers who are watching. So feel free to put your favorite book in the chat. And because I would love book recommendations. If you have any book recommendations, like something you're reading that you're absolutely loving. Same thing with podcasts. If you're a podcast person and you love a podcast, I have so many podcasts I listen to. I just did a screenshot of some of my favorite ones I listen to quite often. I've been listening to the New Yorker Radio Hour recently. I think that they have some really great commentary. Part of it is about the news. Sometimes it's about just kind of what's going on in pop culture, what's going on in media. I just find it's really fascinating. They've got some great hosts. Social Media Examiner they have 2 podcasts, and I really have been enjoying their AI Explored podcast. If you want to get better at AI and kind of just be in the know as far as all the up and coming things with AI, they have a great podcast. Been listening to that for a while. Good Hang with Amy Poehler. I love Amy Poehler. If you love Amy Poehler, if you love her style, she has a great podcast where she brings on celebrity guests. I don't listen to all of her podcasts, but a lot of them I've listened to. They're super entertaining and just fun. It just feels like you're hanging out with a friend. It's literally a good hang. So she's got some great episodes. If you want just something like feel good while you're like working out or doing laundry, it's a great one to watch. The Playbill podcast, if you know, you know. I love Broadway. I love Playbills. And this is a great podcast. It talks a lot about like sort of the behind the scenes with Broadway shows. They feature different actors and actresses. I love it. And then as far as news, I love Apple News Today and also Up First. These are like quick 10-minute podcasts you can listen to in the morning. It's just kind of this great overview of like what's going on, what do you need to know. And then The Daily I've listened to for years. That's a New York Times podcast. I really enjoy that. Don't listen to all of them, but I also really enjoy that. It's usually a deeper dive into what's going on in news or media or things like that. And then the other one that I just started listening to recently, which I love, it's called Modern Love, also a New York Times podcast. And maybe it's because I have a love of rom-coms, but I am really enjoying Modern Love. Every week they basically kind of tell a love story. Maybe it's a love story between friends. It could be a story about friendship. It could be about spouses. It's stories about love. And it sounds a little corny, especially with everything going on in the world. It's just kind of a really fun, beautiful, uplifting, positive podcast to listen to. So those are some of my favorite. I kind of had to narrow it down because I literally have so many I listen to. And I listen to my podcasts on Apple, but I'm also a big Spotify person as well. Okay, I'm looking at the chat really quick. Brenda says, book recommendation, wealthy and well-known. Oh, cool. Yeah, please put your book recommendations in the chat for those of you. And by the way, I often will do audiobooks versus actually a printed book, but there is something so beautiful about a printed book, right? There's not something so tangible about it. Pam says, if you like mysteries. Oh, awesome. Oh, cool. I love all the suggestions. Very cool. Okay, awesome. Yay. And then podcasting. If you guys are podcasters, let me know if there's a podcast you guys love listening to. I'm excited for our podcast. We're going to be doing some new and fun things in 2026 with our podcast. All right. Last category here. Favorite things. Fun. Because you got to have fun, right? Life is too short to just be all work and no play. So yes, like I said, I love Broadway. Some of you have asked me about this. I have always loved live shows, live theater, musical theater. I probably got this from my mom because I was introduced to My Fair Lady and Oklahoma and all the classics back in the day. And what I realized probably around 2017, 2018 was how much I enjoyed it. And I thought to myself, why does this have to be like just on a special occasion? Why does this have to be once in a blue moon? And I kind of came to this realization of, if you enjoy something, let's make it a priority. So we've done that. And this year alone, I think I've seen more shows this year than I ever have. I think I've seen 7 shows this year. Some of them were in New York. Some of them were here locally in San Francisco. Saw a few with my mom. She's my local Broadway bestie, which is so fun. We go into the city, we take an Uber, we do the whole thing. And then when I go to New York, it's like I'm going to be in New York for Inman in February. I'll be speaking there. Hope to see some of you there. I always like to take in a couple shows. So I love collecting playbills. So I have behind me this huge binder. It is literally stuffed to the gills. So on my wish list, but I told my hubby, I'm like, I need a new one. So you can actually go to playbill.com and buy it directly. They have these like plastic inserts as well that keep it all safe. There's also one that's a little bit more affordable on Amazon. It's called a showbill binder. You can do that too if you're into Broadway also. I was looking at the chat here. Beth says, I use Libby. Oh, for books. I always forget about Libby. I love that. Joe says they get drawn on by book covers. Yeah. Yes. I love that. Me too, Mom. Me too. I love it. Last time we saw a Broadway show, we got somehow, I don't even know how this happened, but somehow we got like VIP tickets. It was so fantastic. And since I've had that experience, it's kind of like once you fly first class, you feel like you can never fly coach again. I feel like since we had this great VIP experience, I don't think I could ever have like a regular seat. Again, I got spoiled. Okay, the other thing, if I have it on my desk somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, this thing in the middle, it's called the Broadway Buddy. Hold on, sorry guys. I have it like literally behind my computer. Okay, I'm totally nerding out here. But because I love playbills, I don't want my playbill to get smashed in my purse. So I bought this thing. It's called the Broadway Buddy. It's like this lanyard thing, but it holds a playbill. And so I put in one of the shows that my mom and I saw recently. We saw Suffs recently. And it's basically this huge lanyard that you can wear around your neck. Or, to be honest, I do not wear it around my neck. I take off the little, whatever these are, hat. I take off the strap and I can just stick this in my purse. But it protects it. It has like a hard plastic insert. So a little nerdy, I realize, but it's all good. Okay, the other fun thing, not Broadway related, is card games. So my boys are older, they're 15 and 18, and we still love to play games. And I try to be really intentional about, hey, let's play games, right? Like, let's put our phone down, like, let's play games. So on our dining room table, we have this like tray where we have our napkins and salt and pepper, and we also have a few decks of cards. And this game, Monopoly Deal, this is actually an updated version. We have an older version. This is such a fun game, and it's a quick game. You might look at this and go, Monopoly? That's going to take an hour at least. No, this is like a quick, fun game. You could probably play it with younger kids. I think my kids and I have been playing this since they were little, and they still love playing it. We also play things like just regular card games or Uno, but this is fun and quick and easy. And I would just say for anyone who has kids or, you're just looking for an easy way to like engage with them, I think part of it with games is just having it out. It's not like I gotta go find the game. It's like, it's just out with, it's just kind of part of what we do. So anyways, it's fun. I love it. It's a fun game, which is really cool. All right. A few more things. Fun part 2. I had to include Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty. And this, by the way, is a picture of my wall. If you know, in my office, I have a whole Hello Kitty collection, which again, did not start overnight. But as people have realized, I like Hello Kitty. I get gifted quite a few things. In fact, in the middle there are some of my favorite pens. So yes, I do love pencils, but my awesome brother and sister-in-law gave me these really cute Hello Kitty pens that I absolutely use all the time. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. You can go to sanrio.com. Pipsticks as well. Pipsticks has a great partnership with Hello Kitty for stickers. You can see a little picture of me on the right-hand side. This was in Vegas recently. Before our mastermind, we took a little trip to the Hello Kitty Cafe. My point in saying this, by the way, is have things in your life that are fun, that are just for you. We go through life and we often are like, oh, I love what I do. I love my work. I love have something in your life or have things in your life that are just for you. I think you should have hobbies, things that you enjoy. And so I love Hello Kitty. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm a girl born in the 70s. So, I've always loved Hello Kitty. So why not embrace it, right? That's what it's all about. All right, last couple things as we get to the end. I just really want to say thank you guys so much for being here. This was so much fun. I would absolutely love to hear what you think. What was one of your favorite things that I mentioned? What are some of your favorite things? Comment below. And I just want to finish with a couple quick things. First off, shameless plug. If you are here and you are not yet part of our Academy family, we would absolutely love to work with you. We're having this huge end of year sale right now. All of our classes are half off. Our Academy's half off. You can go to KatieLance.com/Black Friday to check it out. There are a ton of things on sale through December 31st. So as you're shopping for everybody else in the next couple days, think about yourself. And I actually did a little Instagram story about this yesterday, and I've been talking a lot about this. I know for me, I am thinking about who am I investing money in and what am I spending money on in 2026? And I look back at our mastermind, and one of the greatest compliments someone told me, Lee, I don't know if Lee's watching, he said to me, he's like, Katie, I made a decision a couple years ago to kind of quiet the noises of who I was listening to. And he said, I intentionally chose you. And then he mentioned a couple other coaches that he really has intentionally decided to listen to and invest with. And I love that, right? Like, I know that there's so many different places you could spend your time, so many different places you can invest time, money, and energy. And I'm so grateful for our amazing community. So I just would encourage you to think about that. I would encourage you to think about who are you investing in 2026. Doesn't have to be me, but is there a coach? Is there a way to pour back into yourself? I think, you never stop learning. So that's really important. And then, like I said, don't listen to too many voices because then there's too many voices in your head. Anyways, one of my favorite things, honestly, is working with so many of you. I absolutely love it. I love that I get to get up every Monday and do coffee with Katie. I love that I have an amazing community of folks who trust me and who look to me for advice. And so as much as, we're talking about all my favorite things, as corny as it sounds, part of my favorite thing is just doing what I'm doing right here. So if I have brought you value in any way and we have not yet worked together, I would love to work with you. So you can go to my website or go to katielance.com/Black Friday 2025. Get signed up, get set up for 2026. And lastly, I would love to connect. So if we are not yet connected yet, feel free to send me a friend request and also message me. I get a lot of friend requests. So feel free to message me and say, hey, I was on your Facebook Live, or, we haven't yet connected. I would love to connect with you on Facebook or Instagram. I feel like Instagram's sometimes a little bit easier. So I've got my big QR code here. If you're at a place where you can scan that and give me a follow. I also have a little graphic here on the screen from some of my favorite things, handmade ornaments, family pictures. White Christmas, by the way, is one of my favorite movies. I got to watch that before Christmas comes up. Our cats, of course. So a lot of what we talked about today is on Amazon, amazon.com/shop/KatieLance. Like I said, if you go there and you purchase anything through my links, I do get a small percentage. It's not a whole lot, but just full disclosure. And then you can always go to our website for our end of year sale and any other resources you guys have. Oh my goodness, my friends, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to stay on for another minute or two and answer any questions you guys have. Once I go off the air here, hopefully this was recorded. Cross your fingers and toes that we're all good to go. And we will send out the recording. If you're on our email list, we'll send that out. I'm sure I'll also post it on social so you guys can see it also. I'm just looking at the chat here. Pam says, I bought the Monopoly card game for the kids. Yay! I love it. And I have to give a shout out to Pam Stair. So Pam has been a longtime member of our academy, and I'm on her email list. Hopefully, Pam, you're okay with me sharing this, but I got Pam's email recently, and she sent out the most creative email. She sent out these PDFs of holiday, just fun little things that you could print out for kids at the holidays. Like there's like a word search and a coloring page and trivia. And Pam, I actually have it saved because I'm going to print out, I love the trivia pages. I'm going to use those with my kids. I just thought, what a fun thing. Pam's a lender. Like, what a fun thing to just send that to your clients versus the standard, like, happy holidays, right? And I think she created those on Canva, if I'm not mistaken. So I love that. So shout out to you, Pam. Hopefully you're okay with me sharing that, but I love that idea. I just thought it was like so fun and personal, which is awesome. And she's also doing, if you follow her on Instagram, she's doing this advent calendar like every day on her stories, just giving like a fun little prompt like, hey, call a friend you haven't talked to in a long time, or just little things. I love it, which is awesome. Thanks, Beth. Thank you guys. I'm just looking at the chat here. Jerry says real estate coaching with a master coach. Thank you. Entrepreneurialcoaching.com. Oh, thank you for dropping that link. I love that. Awesome. Joe says, question, if I'm logged into Amazon and I want to go to your items, can I do that through Amazon? Yeah. It's probably easier to do it on your computer versus your phone. So if you go to your computer and you're logged into Amazon, just go to your browser and type in amazon.com/shop/KatieLance, and you should still be logged into your Amazon, but now you're in my store. And when you're in the store, you'll see like a little tab that says like Katie's Favorite Things 2025, and then you'll see everything on there. So if you don't see it, just message me and I can send you the link. Teresa says, would love the recording. Okay, awesome. Yeah, the recording should live here on this feed, but Facebook takes the Facebook Lives off of Facebook after 30 days. So we're hopefully, if this records okay, we'll put it up on YouTube in the next day or two. Okay, cool. On Canva. Awesome. Last but not least, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. I am so grateful for our friends and our family and our community and our clients. I'm grateful for my husband and business partner, Paul, my kids. I know for a lot of you, it's been a challenging year. There's been lots of ups and downs, lots of stuff happening, in business and real estate and in the world, all that good stuff. And I'm just so grateful that we get to do what we do each and every day. We've been in business now 13 years, and we've got some really exciting stuff planned for the year ahead. So super grateful. And I just wish all of you the happiest of holidays if you celebrate. I can't wait to see you in the new year. And I hope I get the chance to work with a lot of you because there's some really cool things coming up. All right, my friends, we are going to go off the air. Thank you again for tuning in, sending you some virtual love, virtual hugs, virtual cheers, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the flip side. All right. Yes, amazon.com/shop/KatieLance is the link. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.